In this video, we will discuss the diversity of language and communication. A window into human culture. Have you ever thought about how many different languages there are in the world? The answer is a staggering number. There are over 7,000 languages spoken across the globe. This diversity of language is a reflection of the incredible variety of human culture and experience. Each language has its own unique grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, allowing people to express their thoughts and ideas in their own way. This variety of language helps to enrich our understanding of the world and each other. For example, certain words in one language might not have an equivalent in another, providing a unique insight into a particular culture. In addition to spoken language, there is also rich diversity in the forms of communication that humans use. This can include sign language, nonverbal communications such as body language and facial expressions, and even writing. Each form of communication has its own set of rules and conventions, and the way in which we communicate can reveal a great deal about our culture and background. The diversity of language and communication is also a testament to the adaptability of the human species. People have been able to develop new languages and forms of communication in response to changing circumstances, whether it be migration to a new region or the development of new technologies. In conclusion, the diversity of language and communication is a fascinating aspect of human culture. By exploring the different languages and forms of communication that exist, we gain a deeper appreciation of the richness and complexity of the world around us. So the next time you hear someone speaking a language you don't understand, take a moment to appreciate the diversity of human communication and the unique cultural insights it provides. Origin of languages. The origin of language is a mystery that has captivated scientists, scholars, and the general public for centuries. However, despite extensive research and speculation, the exact origins of language are still not fully understood. One popular theory is that language evolved gradually over time, as early humans developed increasingly sophisticated forms of communication. According to this theory, early forms of communication may have consisted of simple vocalizations, such as grunts or cries, which gradually became more complex as human communities became larger and more complex. Over time, these early forms of communication may have developed into the more sophisticated forms of language we see today. Another theory is that language was invented suddenly, in a single moment of inspiration or creative insight. Proponents of this theory suggest that early humans may have developed language as a way to overcome some specific communicative challenge, such as the need to coordinate group activities or convey abstract ideas. Adam and Eve were the first man and woman created by God and lived in the Garden of Eden. The story of Adam and Eve is a central narrative in many religious traditions, including Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. However, there is variation in how they are believed to have communicated. In Christianity, some believe they spoke a perfect or divine language given by God. In Islam, they are believed to have spoken Arabic. In Judaism, there is no clear consensus. The exact nature of their communication is open to interpretation and varies among different religious and cultural traditions. Regardless of the exact origin of language, what is clear is that language has played a critical role in the development of human culture and society. Language has allowed humans to express thoughts and emotions, convey information, and build complex social and cultural structures. So, while the origin of language may remain a mystery, its impact on the world is undeniable. Language has shaped the course of human history and continues to play a vital role in shaping the world we live in today. Total number of languages in the world. There are around 7,000 to 8,000 languages spoken in the world today. However, this number is constantly changing as new languages are discovered and others are lost. It's difficult to determine the exact number of languages because some are considered dialects by some experts but separate languages by others. Language is a diverse and dynamic aspect of human culture. Why don't we all speak the same language? People don't all speak the same language because of different reasons such as history, geography, culture, politics, economics, and the natural diversity of human language. Language is tied to cultural identity and helps people maintain their heritage. Different regions have developed their own languages due to migration patterns, isolation, and the spread of languages by powerful groups. The diversity of language should be celebrated as it represents the rich history and complexity of the human mind. How long does it take for an adult to learn a new language? It can take an adult anywhere from several months to a few years to learn a new language, depending on how often they study and how dedicated they are. Some people might learn faster, while others might take longer. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, but the more time and effort you put into learning, the faster you'll progress. How do babies learn a new language? Babies learn language by listening and imitating the sounds they hear around them. They pick up on patterns in speech and start to recognize and understand words. Over time, they develop their own speaking skills, using the sounds they've learned and combining them into phrases and sentences. Babies also learn language through social interaction, as they observe and imitate the people around them. This combination of exposure, imitation, and social interaction helps them to build their language skills and develop a strong foundation for language learning. Babies have the ability to learn multiple languages simultaneously, a process known as simultaneous language acquisition. When a baby is exposed to multiple languages from birth or at a young age, their brains are able to process and differentiate between the languages. This allows them to learn and develop skills in each language, just as they would if they were learning only one language. It's important to note that while babies can learn multiple languages at the same time, they may show a preference for one language over another depending on the language they hear the most or the language they have the most interaction with. However, research has shown that being exposed to multiple languages from a young age can have a positive impact on a child's language development and cognitive abilities. Why do some second language speakers not have an accent? There are a few reasons why some people are able to speak a second language without an accent, while others struggle to shake off the sounds and patterns of their first language. Exposure? People who have had a lot of exposure to the second language, either through immersion in an English-speaking environment or through study and practice, are more likely to sound like a native speaker. Language ability. Some people are simply better at learning new languages than others, making it easier for them to pick up the sounds and patterns of a new language. Motivation. People who are motivated to speak the second language correctly and sound like a native speaker will often work harder to improve their pronunciation. Previous language experience. A person's experience with their first language and any other languages they have learned can also affect their ability to speak without an accent in a second language. For example, if their first language has similar sounds and patterns to English, they may find it easier to learn and speak without an accent. So, why do some second language speakers not have an accent? It's because of a combination of exposure, language ability, motivation, and previous language experience. With enough exposure, effort, and practice, anyone can learn to speak a second language without an accent. And that finishes today's topic. For more interesting content, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.